stories told with pure intention. Every voice gets full attention. Building trust without contention. Stronger through our connection. From La Videa to the diaspora. No gimmicks, just real data. Transparency is our mantra. Shining bright like an aurora. We are the voice you can believe in. Through the airwaves we keep giving.
Again, I'm your host. My name is Derek Galley, and let's get started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're joining us from. Let me say welcome to the Liberia Radio and Television Network, and welcome to episode 95 of The Hard Zone. I'd like to start the show this week by asking a question. Can a national hero be a football legend, a proud father, and still be accused of failing the dream he once represented? Well, a former Lone Star captain in person of Sam Johnson answered yes this week as he made a Facebook post first acknowledging the role of former President George Weah in congratulating his son for just being selected on the U.S. men's national soccer team, while at the same time lamenting that the president or former president of Liberia did fail the Lone Star of Liberia. We will be having our panelists on very shortly to give you the position on that, as that post has sparked national controversy. Now, this week, the NIMBO has been in, or the NIMBO has been in the center of debate in Liberia as they had their just ended rally. That is the National Independent Movement for Boycott, and many has been calling on the removal of for some government official for attending this political rally. But this week, we're fortunate to have high-ranking officials of NIMBO here in the United States to speak on their upcoming June 12th rally here in the United States. So we will have representatives from NIMBO to speak on that organization and the activity here, and also the mission and goal of NIMBO here in the United States. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, if this is your first time joining us, I'll say welcome to the Liberia Radio and Television Network, and welcome to the Hard Zone. And the Hard Zone is an opinion-based talk show where we feature a team of panelists from different political persuasion, different political institutions. And here on the Hard Zone, there's no gimmick, no fluff, just real talk. My name is Derek Galley, and welcome back to episode 95. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hard Zone, and as you heard in our introductory segment of this show, today we have for you an exclusive interview with members of the National Independent Movement for Boycott, NIMBO for short, and that is the NIMBO USA. So we have a representative from that organization to talk to us about their mission and the objective of the upcoming June 12th rally. So we also have panelists coming on who will be joining eventually as the show progresses to ask questions to our guests and also to join us in our conversation surrounding the former president of Liberia, George Weah, his latest critics, former captain of the Lone Star of Liberia, doing the tenure of former president George Weah. So we have that discussion for you. But firstly, let me again encourage all of you to please, if you're watching the show, make sure you are following us on Facebook at LRTN Live, on YouTube, Liberia Radio and Television Network, and on Instagram, 215_LRTN. We will have this program streamed live on all of those platforms. So make sure you are sharing them on your individual social media pages or whatever group chat you are in. With that being said, I would like to now welcome our guest for this episode and this show, and also our panelist, Mr. Zwana. Please correct me if I say your name wrong, Mr. Zwana Washington. Welcome to the Liberian Television Network.
Thank you. My name is Warner Washington. I'm the acting communication director for NIMBO, USA. Uh, the name itself is NIMBO, stands for National Independent Movement for Boakai 2029. This movement is a broad-based citizen-driven political coalition formed to mobilize and support uh, and build momentum for Liberian, uh, which is one of the founding members of this movement is Honorable Thomas Fowler, who is the uh, visionary bearer and the leader of Honorable Thomas Fowler. He's the deputy uh, speaker of the House of Representatives. Uh, our mandate for the movement um, is to mobilize the Liberian and friends of Liberia in the diaspora to advance the President Joseph Numa Boakai developmental agenda and the arrest agenda, such in terms of agriculture, rule of laws, and education, sanitation, and tourism. Since our fund we were established, we have a series of meetings. We have had chapter. We have regional directors, all in the various states, precisely. And then we this is the first of its kind that we're going to invite the move. I'm going to introduce the movement in Philadelphia, but it's comprises of different states. All the states will be represented, and we have that launching on the 12th of June, which will be on Friday. After that, uh, we have soccer games, and we have meet and greet on Sunday. That's I said we'll be discussing a lot of factor issues with the vision bearer, the Honorable Thomas Fowler, on that day. So that's will be 3 days events. One will be on Friday. Saturday we have events on the field in Philadelphia we're going to have soccer games. We'll have T-shirts available for all the members and who want to participate. We'll be having a lot of stuff going. And there we get together to know each other, and the recruitment team is constantly working. We also discuss how we're going to have every state will have a chapter that now we're forming the Pennsylvania chapter, the chapter in Pennsylvania. Delaware will have theirs, New Jersey, Minnesota, etc., etc. So there we are right now, just forming, and we have had tremendous recruitment in the diaspora as I speak. But the date and time will tell. We will be will not be selling drinks. Drink will be free. Entrance will be free. Most of the executives in our movement, we contributed we tax ourselves $100 a piece, and those who want to pledge additional, we are still going to be pledging some money over it. But it's not easy. We're just trying to see how bad we can get our foot in this in the mud, so we all can work towards the movement.
Thank you very much for giving us a summary of your event coming up on the 12th, and also of this organization, NIMBO. But let's welcome you now, Mr. Samuel Abu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. And I want to really appreciate LRTN for inviting us on the show. And we believe that after this program, LRTN is going to work with us. My name is Samuel Abu. I am the Deputy Chairman for Media Services for National Independent Movement for Buckeye, NIMBO, USA. And this organization started quite recently in the United States after an attempt by the Vision Bureau, Honorable Thomas Fowler, the Deputy Speaker of the Liberian House of Representatives, started this movement in Monrovia. My colleague, Zona Washington, has told you a few about it. Right now, we do have attained the NIMBO chairman, USA, Mr. Jesse Phillips, Honorable Jesse Phillips. I saw him in the background, and I don't know whether he's in backstage. But just to tell you a little bit about Mr. Zona Washington was telling you more about the program that we're going to hold on June 12th. But in the area of media services, we just want to tell you that NIMBO is NIMBO, NIMBO. Many people will pronounce it different ways, but it's NIMBO, which stands for the National Independent Movement for Buckeye. And just to let people know that this is not a political party. It is a prominent political mobilization organization in Liberia. And it is for Liberians and the Friends of Liberia. And this home-based organization, as it started in Liberia, which was launched recently, is extending its collaboration in all parts of Liberia and out of Liberia, especially in the diaspora, and the organization is dedicated to rallying support for President Joseph Numa Boakai's political agenda and his anticipated re-election in 2029. Based on what President Boakai has done, we believe that there is a need, and we can normally say in our own jargon, after Boakai is Boakai. After Boakai is Boakai. Now, when we look at this thing, the leadership, the movement has an astute vision bearer, which he has said in the prominence and championship of the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Fowler. And in the United States, we have various groups that have been, several appointments have been made on regional basis. And we know it has started. A lot of people are looking at NIMBO as a political organization. No, we are a movement. We are not going to register as a party in Monrovia. We are going to be a forceful group that will ensure that we pass the message. Those who have not seen what this administration, the administration of Joseph Numa Boakai, His Excellency, President of the Republic of Liberia, is doing, we want to make sure that we tell them what it is and how necessary it is. Because these things are coming about looking at Liberia. For some of us who are growing in age, we saw that in Liberia in the 80s, the 60s, the 70s, we had enough money there. U.S. was supporting Liberia. Money was coming. We had Lamco, we had Firestone, we had Bomb Mines, we had all of these groups that were there. But just to tell you that today, is it only this government of President Boakai that knows that we need to make roads in Pinsville? That is not a new Pinsville. It's the same old Pinsville. Is it just the administration of Joseph Boakai that we need to know that we need to complete the Banga Medikoma Road, or we need to do the Ganta Hapa Highway, and to make sure that we have roads all over? We are very conversant that those things should have been done at a time when money was really in Liberia. But when we see the vision of what President Joseph Boakai is doing, we believe that he is taking Liberia to another level as compared to previous organizations or previous governments that came that only saw the end of their term. But this government is seeing Liberia beyond the next generation of our leaders and our youth that are coming up so that they can look at Liberia. Because we have to jump beyond Liberians saying every day that, oh, go to Ghana and see what is happening in Ghana. Go to Sierra Leone and see what is happening. Liberia became an independent country several dozens of years before those countries. And then today, we want to be looking at them to take them as examples. But Honorable Joseph Boakai, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, came in and said, no, we have to do something. He had a vision to move this country forward. The time we had money, we did not do these things. But this is not a new Liberia. It's the same old Liberia. Firestone and all of these companies were there paying money to government. Yet, the government was not bringing in development. The developments that are coming today are not coming because we are coming out of war. They should have come a long time. You can look at electricity today. We were looking at the McAfee hydro, but today we are going into solar system. Many things are happening in our country. So we are saying here that the vision bearer launched the program in Monrovia. And for those of you who witnessed the program or who watched it live, you noticed that it was attended by people of high esteem, government officials, business people, even people who we look at today as opposition political people, but they are not opposed to Liberia because they are not opposition Liberians. They are only opposed to the current leading government. And we saw all of them at that program because they believe that President Boakai and his administration are doing very well, and therefore they all want to come on board. And this movement is not only for people who are in Unity Party, it's for people who love Liberia, those who love Liberia, and you want to see Liberia go forward. So we look at it here in the United States. Our global president or our global chairman, Honorable Jesse Phillips, he will come on and tell you more. We looked at it, we say, well, there is a need for us to do a similar thing here, to sell this message to Liberia, because Liberia or Liberians in the diaspora, especially in the past, many of us just look at Liberia and believe that nothing good can happen in Liberia. Many of us who have visited Liberia in recent times are looking at the roads that are being extended. Go to Banjul, you see roads there. Recently, there have been several agreements have been signed. Farm to market roads. Electricity is coming. Water is running all over Liberia. All over Monrovia. And many things are happening. So why do we sit down and say, well, it's a unity party? No, let's look at Liberia. So if you have not made up your mind as a Liberian, I think this is the time for you to start looking Liberia as a country and believe that Liberia can go forward. So the developments in Monrovia specifically, those things that are happening in government, we have community and public and the entire public attended that program. There may be reactions from other people, but we are not looking at what they are saying. But we are saying
Thank you.
that NIMBO USA will continue to be a presenting force of what is happening in Liberia so that those who are in the diaspora can see how they can put their hand around this government to see how they can go back home to start doing many things for this government. But we know one thing, that after Boakai is Boakai.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Abu. Of course, we will be, we have some questions for you on this movement and on your event, your upcoming event on the 12th. But let me introduce my panelists, one of our panelists, Bishop Reeves. Mr. Reese, welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I know we're expecting one more person from this movement, but how this going to work? We will have more panelists on, but Bishop Reese and myself will take turns asking you guys a question on the NIMBO movement, on your mission, goals, and upcoming event. And I will give you guys the opportunity. You decide who want to take a stab at our questions, and then we'll keep it from there. We should have you guys here for maybe an hour, if that's okay with you guys, because we're already 20 minutes in, and then we'll move on to the other segment of the show. But I'll let us get the ball rolling and direct this question to you guys. This movement, I know you guys in your opening statement mentioned the reason for this movement, but my question would be, one of my questions actually, because I have quite a few, is you have independent in the name, National Independent Movement. And earlier, Mr. Abu, you mentioned that it's just not just for Unity Party, but people from the other side can be a part of and NIMBO. So how do you reconcile that statement if it's an independent movement and at the end it's for Baka? Can you just help us understand that?
When we say an independent movement, this means that we are not depending on resources for a specific political party, and we are not looking at membership from any political group. We are looking at membership from all Liberians across the spectrum. You can be a member of any other political party. That's what makes us independent. You can also be a member or a friend of Liberia from any other country. But we are saying that we have our own budget. But our interest is looking at what this administration is doing for Liberia. And therefore, we believe that we can start with a bid and public relations and advocacy to ensure that we have President Baka to succeed himself for his re-election. We are independent. You say how can we reconcile? I don't think I told you that it is a unity party group. We have people from every political party who is a member, and we still remain open to those to those individuals as Liberians or as friends of Liberia, both at home and in the diaspora. So we are not we are a political movement, not a party. We are not going to register. We'll register as a movement, as a forceful group in Liberia, and we will be able to have as many people joining us. Thank you.
Yeah, just to add to what my colleague just said, as I obviously said in my first statement, my welcome remark, I say this is a movement that had a mandate. It's not a political party. We have independence of ourselves. We contribute to the movement that we are forming. We are not a political party. We are interested in being a political party, but this is a way to say thank you to the Honorable President Baka. There are a lot of framework he's focusing on in the agriculture area, in the rules or rule of law, especially. We have a lot of incidents since 2025 to present. Everything is going smooth. Developmental agenda is moving smoothly. People keep wondering how he's doing it, and this is just a miracle. Yes, it's the divine spirit of God, but we are just a movement trying to assist the 2029 re-election of him. After Bwakahunes, where we still want to carry on his legacy, I know he will leave a legacy behind when he leaves power. So it's just a movement. It's not a political institution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Washington, Mr. Abu. I would appreciate appreciate it if you guys can just shorten your answer because we have a couple of panelists and we have more questions to ask. But before I go to Bishop Reeves, let me get my rebuttal and then I will introduce Mr. Boda to the show and then go back to Bishop Reeves. But I'd like to come back to you guys. In your introductory statement, you mentioned that the event coming up, or I know we're going to get to that later on in the show, but I just wanted to ask this question in the beginning. It will help other questions that I do have. You say it's going to be free entry, free food, free drinks. Who's paying for all those things?
And again, we are paying for it. We are taxing ourselves to pay for this. They pay for the entrance. The entrance actually, we got executive group. We got two set of group. We got an executive group and members and membership.
So when you say we, does that include the vision bearer, as in Speaker Fala and the president of
No,
so they are excluded from that.
No, they're excluded from that. Yes.
Is there a reason why they're excluded?
Can I come in a minute, please?
Yes,
That is what confirms our independence. We are not getting money from nobody. It is the group here from the United States. We have contributed our own earnings.
I understand now. Just trying to get clarity that the vision bearer is
our independence, and we are saying, Thomas Fowler, please come. Let's see how you can launch it in America.
Mr. Abu, I understand that. I was just trying to get clarity that the vision bearer and the person whose name was within that movement is not contributing to the cost of the event that's being held on the 12th. Yes or no?
Sir, I can show you my cash app, so to tell you that we.
Just ask a question. But let's welcome Mr. Boda to the show, and then we will hear from Bishop Reeves if he has any question.
Thank you, Derek, for having me. I want to say good evening to each and every one of you tonight, and I'm glad to be a part of this show tonight. It's a pleasure again being here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boda. Bishop Reeves, if you have any question or comment for our guest.
Okay, yes. I want to welcome Mr. Washington and Mr. Abu to the hard zone. And I hope you guys understand the terminology hard zone. This is a hard zone. We ask hard questions. And I'm just trying to give you warning before I launch into where I want to go. We are not against you, but we will not just take any answer you are giving us. We want to make sure that we ask you the hard questions, and we know that the people who come on the show, they are big boys. You know, they are able to hold their own and stand on their own, because the position in which you guys find yourselves, you first of all, I think from my own personal view that what you people are starting is too early. I'm saying it's too early because I'm one of those who have been noted to be during the CDC time. They said I was back in CDC. I was undercover CDC. When President Boyka came and I started telling the people, give the man chance so he can sit in his office and do some things, they said, oh, I'm supporting you, Unity Party. Well, whatever party wins the election, all of us as Liberians are supposed to support that group. So because he is now president for the entire country, Liberia. But let's go to this. Let's go right here, Mr. Washington and Mr. Abu. When I heard you guys babbling about development and development and development. I want to let you know that President Boyka have just started and they have not gotten anywhere in terms of development yet. I think it's too early to start talking about the roads and the this and the that. Listen, one of the major issues we have in Liberia is education. And we're having serious issue when it comes to education. Number two, another major issue in Liberia is health. Okay, so those areas need to be addressed. That is why I'm saying too early for us to start talking about this movement. Now, you say it's not a political group, but you have political agenda, because from what you are saying, we can see that you are putting yourself together to support a political cause, which is 2029, right? At least 2027, 2028, when you start, it means that you can now give us, from the time President Boyka started, these are the things that he has done that has benefited the country. But some of us are still in the place where we're giving President Boyka the benefit of the doubt so he can, move in and do what he needs to do. But now you start talking about development, you're talking about water all over Monrovia. I'm sorry, there's no water all over Monrovia. No. So we shouldn't throw some of those things now. Oh, there's water all over Monrovia. There is like, no, it's not. You see, so I need you people to, let's take our time as we are in development to make our case for why we think NIMBO should exist. I think you guys need to rethink it and re-strategize. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And before you guys respond to Bishop Reeves, I have word from my production team that one of you guys are in the back, want Jesse, because his camera needs some adjustments. So if you guys can place his number in the chat room, and then my production team will reach out to him before you guys can respond to Bishop Reeves.
Abu, you got his number?
Sure.
Yeah, just type it in the chat room behind this. The chat room here on stream, yeah, and then they'll get in and reach out to him.
Just give me a second, please.
Thank you. Mr. Washington, while we wait for Mr. Abu, do you want to respond to Bishop Reeves?
Yes, I would say in any, especially in the great United States, ASF have movement to support its political party as her which. So there's no time table set for anybody not to have a movement to support who they want to support. It will start from the grassroots. That's why we're starting from the grassroots. That's why the arrest is NIMBO is all about. It's an independent. It didn't say political party. It's an independent group that I have been supportive of Waka before. We have a movement they call Loop, Liberal United for Waka, the elections, election 20, I think was that 2018. But that's also is a movement. Then apart from that, you got auxiliary. There are people who jump a movement because they want to, they understand. I mean, they want to help in any little way they can help for that part of interest to be in the forefront. So it's no timetable set for anybody not to form a movement. This is an independent movement, and the arrest agenda itself. The arrest agenda for this inclusive development AARD. All right. We are focusing on every aspect. We are not politicians, but we are just here to support. It's an umbrella. I mean, we support people who we have interest in. This is why the movement is established. So anybody can establish movement. I can establish my own movement if I wish who I want to support. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it just me, or it seems to be some connection issues?
Just to buttress what my colleague had just said, okay? This is, the kind of political system we have in Liberia, 6 years, the term of the presidential term and the term of government, which is 6 years. If they say you are going to approach it like a long distance race, where like you are doing a 300 or a 400 meter or 800 meters, where you say you're going to have your first lap going slow and you wait until the last lap before you decide to take your speed. At that time, many people would have gone ahead of you. At that time, many things would have happened. But if we start looking at Liberia as how President Joseph Boakai is looking at it, that the whole system is like a heat. either running a 100-meter race or a 200-meter race, where you start with speed from the beginning to the end. You're not going to do it like a 1-mile race or an 800-meter race where you're going to start slow and later you pick up speed. No. So when you say that we are too early, I don't think we are too early. We are moving along with the agenda of President Joseph Boakai, because you see many things that have done in 2 years were not achieved by other governments in their places in the first 2 years of their administration. So looking at the speed with which he's moving, we are saying that let's give him the chance. Let's move along with him. Let's start supporting him so that he cannot get tired towards the end. So let's wake up. This why NIMBO is coming on very early. So that notion of being very early, that is our reason that this is a hit, because the president will always tell you when someone is running after you, you don't stop as long as you see them running. As long as they keep running behind you, you don't stop. And this is what is happening. So we are taking this thing, and it's not an early thing. We are running a hit and want to start from day one to the last.
Thank you. Thank you,
Mr. Abu, just to come back to what you just said, I'm very sorry. The thing is, most of the projects that we have now are projects that were started already by the previous government.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, hold on one second. These are projects that were started by the previous government, and I thank God that President Boakai is moving to finish them, because it's been long overdue. I thank God he's pushing to move them. Hear me and hear me well. I'm not against what President Boakai is doing. I'm all for it. I love it. But in order for you to sell your movement, you have to talk about the projects that he's doing. And when you start talking about this project and how President Boakai is moving fast and how he has done this, he has done that, listen, these projects that he's doing are projects that already started. It was not started from the scratch. Okay, you said there's water all over Monrovia. There's no water all over Monrovia. What I'm saying is we have a tall order. We are all supporting the president for the tall order, but you are now telling us, oh, we've done this, we've done this. I'm sorry to say that no, those things are telling us, don't use that to build your movement. It will not work.
Thank you for that. But just to tell you one more thing is that, you see, I'm happy that you said that you are supporting the developmental space. Those projects were signed. Other governments came and projects that were signed ahead of time, and they abandoned it. And they never saw those projects as priority. But President Boakai, when he looked at those projects, he decided to establish his agenda of arrest, which incorporated all of these projects that have already been signed. So when he came in, he decided to move them with speed. And it is this speed that you are looking at, that I am looking at. When I talk about water all over Monrovia, water is not everywhere in Monrovia. But we know that people are not dying of thirst. We know that people are not dying of thirst, of safe drinking water in Monrovia. They are not. Okay?
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
When you see a large group of people following NIMBO at this time, we are doing it. It's the people who are getting attracted to the developmental goals, to the developmental speed of the government. They are getting attracted. Normally, such an organization starts with only 2 people, then it goes to 4. Then you start having geometrical expansion. But now this one is started with a great geometrical expansion, and you see more people coming in. So this one, don't get carried away by the number of people that are coming in. Then you say we are early. No, these people are having the same idea that we are having. Some of them had this idea, but they never wanted to put it on paper. They never wanted to verbalize it. But we verbalized it, we put it on paper, and we see them following us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Abu. And let's recognize Dr. Sika, and then we will go to Mr. Boda for questions or comments. Dr. Ben Sika, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Martin Boda, any questions or comments for our guests?
I got a few concerns that I want to address. The acronym NIMBO. What is it? Is it national or independent? Can you?
Movement for
National
Buaka.
Independent Movement for Buckeye
The panel
re-election
was
2029.
You're just adding more words to that. It's just
Okay.
don't look at the letters. Don't look at the letters. It's just NIMBO. Think about misspelling NIMBA. It's pretty much that's what it is.
All right.
Yeah, we got. Go ahead, Mr. Buddha.
All right. That's my concern. This movement is not political.
We did not say that.
Huh?
It's not a political party, but it's a political movement.
Okay.
Just to correct you.
Okay. So
You. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mr. Buddha. I'll give you. But you're confusing me when you say that. It's, but let me allow Mr. Buddha. I'll come back to you on that because it's not a political. It's not a political party, but it's a political movement. Or go ahead, Mr. Buddha.
So what is the interest of this political movement? My first question.
The movement is to mobilize Liberians, and that's the main mission of it, to mobilize Liberian and friends of Liberia in the diaspora.
So when you talk about mobilizing, are you mobilizing to raise funds to support the Unity Party for elections?
That's a good question. We are just mobilizing to support that party that our vision bearer fall into for that cause.
I mean, when you talk about support, is it financial? Are you guys raising money from
We
institutions,
we
from
are
organizations
independent.
across the diaspora to support
We
specific project that Mr. Walker is doing to boost the project? How are you intending
can't
to mobilize people, or what are you mobilizing to do?
we mobilize people to join the movement.
I mean, I know
We
they joining
recruit.
the movement. What are you? Are you going to be financially supporting the Walker campaign? What
Well,
is it that you're going to be doing?
we be self-supportive ourselves. That's why we call it independent movement. We support
I
ourselves.
think.
We're not seeking
My question
financial.
is, I'm not saying you're seeking for what I'm saying is, this is a movement that's going to support a political institution. It's not a political party, but have political intent. So the political intent and the government of Liberia, which is the Unity Party, carry on these projects that have been led by the Liberian government on through a regime that have been approved by international donors. And also funds being raised by for revenue being collected for foster the project. And your movement in conjunction with that support to the president, I'm asking, are you going to raise funds to support some of the project as an independent group?
No.
Okay, let me come in this time because it looks like you keep asking the same question over and over because maybe you don't feel too satisfied how it was answered. Now, National Independent Movement for Buckeye. We want to see how the current developmental agenda of Liberia can be retained, can be made irreversible. And in this light, we are saying that we are coming together as an independent group to keep ourselves together. When the day comes that people are ready to vote for the next government, we want to say and to tell them that it is President Buckeye that we want.
Okay, so
we are not a unity party.
okay, so
political agenda.
So, Mr. Abu, I'm going to seek and permit me, please, Mr. Boda, to seek clarity on your question.
Okay.
You're just forming this movement to tell people to vote for President Barker next election because I feel they just took the longest route to say that. Am I right? You just this movement purpose is to encourage people or to mandate people to vote for President Barack comes 2029. Am I right or wrong? Or can you provide
Yeah,
some clarity?
yeah, you're right.
Okay, that you should have just we can move on with that. So
Okay.
let's do you have a rebuttal? If not, Mr. Boda, let's give Dr. Sika the opportunity to ask or to give any questions or comment. Well, I don't know if we
Yeah, yeah.
have.
I use my time. Let me Dr. Siga ask some question or concern you have. So
Thank you very much, Dr. Sika.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen.
Actually, I'm sorry. Let's just recognize Mr. Jesse because we've been trying to get him on. Just welcome him to the show, and then we'll get your question. Mr. Jesse, Jesse, Mr. Jesse, welcome to the show.
Mr. Jesse Phillips is the national chairman for NIMBO USA, please.
Welcome, Mr. Jesse Phillips.
Yeah, thank you, all of you. Uh, I did not plan to be here because in our structure, we selected people who have media expertise, and I am more than sure they're doing remarkably well. But I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you as well. We will now go back to Dr. Sika. If you have any question or comment for our guest here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say thank you to everybody that came over tonight. I think I'm not new to this platform. I came here a couple of times, but I will not spend a long time tonight because I'm in between a campaign, running a governorship campaign here. But I came in because of the group NIMBO, right? NIMBO. And I heard that they were coming tonight, so that's what I came in. Just got a few questions to ask. But I listened to Mr. Abu, and maybe he has passed or discussed it before I came in. But when I got in, I just listened to him briefly. He talked about this is not being a political party, right? But it's a movement that support Mr. Boykai agenda. But my question is how this whole movement, because it's not a government, it's not unity party, but it's a separate movement. How this movement is being financed? Who is doing the financing? Is it money from Mr. Boykai? Even though it's not a government support, but Mr. Boykai is supporting this because it's in his interest. Number two, you talk about Mr. Boykai agenda. You are supporting his agenda, and you want to sell it out there. That's fine. But this group, at the end of the day, what this group really want to achieve, because Mr. Boykai agenda should be agenda of the Unity Party, and your group is just an auxiliary group. So what do you really want to achieve? Who are the people that you're trying to reach to sell Mr. Boykai stuff to agenda to? So I will ask a few questions. Who is financing you? Who is your head? Who is your financial? Who is financing the whole thing?
Thank you. I think Mr. Abu, I think Mr. Jesse wanted to take a stab just because he just got here, so I'll give him the opportunity if you don't mind.
Okay.
Again, I want to say thank to all of you. It is very, very important for us to listen to one another and respect some of the answers that have been provided. I think I heard Mr. Zwana. I heard Mr. Abu articulate very well what NIBO is. National Independent Movement for Bwakai. Every aspect of Bwakai, his national agenda, his ability to provide for his people and country. That's one. Number two, NIMBO, like Abu and Zwana rightfully stated, in every nation, you have disgruntled people in other political parties. You have people who have no political parties. You have people like here in the United States call themselves independent. NIMBO is the hub for all of these people who are disgruntled, whether they're from CDC, who are disgruntled, whether they're from ANC, they are disgruntled, whether they're from CMC. We are saying, come to NIBO, let's sit and discuss those things in the interest of our nation, the Republic of Liberia. Abu and Zwana provided the most appropriate answer with regards to financing. Here in the United States, the National Independent Movement for Waka USA received no money from government, received no money directly and or indirectly from anybody within the Republic of Liberia. Here in our support, many times, Liberians we have not developed the idea of saying thank you to even to this broadcast to say, guys, thank you for all that you do and the things you are doing. We are saying this is the time to recognize all of the developments that are unfolding in our nation and to be able to say thank you, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, and all of you in your own different capacities who are providing direct and or indirect services to our nation. Here in the USA, the National Independent Movement for Waka USA, I said earlier, no money, no government money, no, not one individual from the Republic of Liberia. What have we done here to sustain ourselves? All of the people we have brought on board, all of the people, we ask people to make voluntary contribution. And for those of us who are in the leadership of NIBO USA, we tax each other. We have all executive members, particularly for this program that we are about to have on the 12th, will pay $100. All other members who support this movement pay $50. The entire program is going to be free. We have soccer match on Saturday morning. We have a meet and greet section for people that will be traveling from outside of the country, people that will be coming in from different states to meet with us here on the 12th for us to celebrate NIMBO or launch NIMBO in the United States. So, second, every member of NIMBO USA that have identified with NIMBO have agreed to pay $500 for the year, $500 individually. In some cases, there are people who are married, that's $1,000. We are self-funded because if we say we support our government and people, we have to be able to give back to government as opposed to sitting here and wanting government to support us in the diaspora.
Thank you very much. Just to add to that, the seeker question, is that the same format for NIMBO Liberia? Is it like voluntary contribution that's sustaining the organization there in Liberia as well, or is it a different format?
The format here in the United States is completely different. We subscribe to every program that our parent body in Liberia has, but they have not been able to say
So
to
how is it
us,
being? How is NIMBO being sustained in Liberia?
Yeah, I mean that's what that's what my question was. NIMBO, you're trying to establish it here in the U.S. and you give it all the description and how the funding is going to be in the U.S. But NIMBO is not originally from here. The origin of it is back home, and now we got probably 3 more years to go for next election. How this particular NIMBO, the organization, how is it being funded in Liberia? How will that funding sustain it? Where will it come from up to 3 years' time? That's what we want to do. What you're talking about is you are running into what they call donor fatigue. And 3 years from now on, nobody will want to commit uh, $500 every year. So my question is how this thing is being funded, originally from Liberia, and then for the U.S. group, I understand you trying to do something, but we want to know how the whole thing started because you already launched last time. You launched last time, and they launched in Liberia. Where did that money come from? Who sponsored the activity down there? That's what we're just trying to do. If it is individual thing, that's fine. But if the government is involved, and Mr. Boyka, maybe he used personal money to get this thing involved, we need to know something about the problem I got with Boyka government is that they lead in a lot of secrecy. Secrecy.
So,
Let me
let's allow Mr. Jesse to answer the question.
Okay, maybe you can go that route.
Again, NIMBO is open to those kind of assertions, whatever it is. I am not privileged to what Boyka government with regards to secrecy and how secrecy, unfold, unless you can reference some of those secrecies. Secrecy that you talk about and how they impact us as a movement. I do not know. With regards to funding, we are saying to you, government, and I can say to you, I do not, or none of my members over there have direct knowledge as to, whether or not, John Brown or Mary Paul in Monrovia provided, funding. We are not privileged to that. Number two, those of you who watched the launching in Monrovia, I think Thomas Fowler made that very, very, very clear. No, but we did not talk about funding. Nobody talk about whatever it is. He has a team of people. And since the launching, we have not got together to be educated, fully as to, how the operation went down. Some of the things that we do here is to encourage family people on the ground to do whatever is necessary, individual people doing different things at different times. And so, I cannot say to you precisely as to, oh, yeah, this person gave money, that person gave money, or this person sponsored the entire program. I can't say to you definitively, how funds were generated in the Monrovia area. So
I will give you time. I just want to squeeze a question in, Mr. Jesse, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
For the sake of our audience, I have to repeat this question again and give it more context. Or you're the head for NIMBO in the USA. Are you saying to our audience that you do not have any information on how NIMBO is being funded in Liberia or how the Just Ended rally was funded? Are you saying to our audience here that you have no information on that, even though you're the lead for NIMBO in the USA?
Okay, the program just ended on Sunday. There have been no executive meeting to break down details as to how it was funded, who left from Grand Jida, who left from Kepamas.
I don't want to make this a back and forth, but that type of information you can just find out on that day. I think that program was planned as to how it was going to be funded. So it's not like, oh, the program happened on the 24th, so it just happened. I don't have that information. That information is something that will be available before that, because I'm assuming that program was planned months or weeks in advance. So how was it funded? Do you have any information? You can say yes or no to this. I don't have any. You don't know how it was funded, but
he cannot give you a yes or no answer. You are talking as if you are underestimating the economic capacity of Liberians.
I think you're misunderstanding me, Mr. Abu.
Looking at Liberians today, who funded it? Just how we are doing it here. It may have been
Mr. Abu.
With the vision area starting the thing and other people coming in. And you saw the program was attended by legislators, by ministers.
Mr. Abu.
These could be the same people who have bought the idea and they all contributed to have that program a success.
Mr. Abu, I'm certain that you are misunderstanding me. I am not making no assumption here. I'm literally just asking that the Ben Sika question, or just looking for clarity, if you will permit me. How
Okay.
is NIMBO in Liberia being funded? And we are not, I'm not going to settle for, because the program just happened on the 24th, so you don't have that information, because I am sure those type of programs or events are planned weeks in advance. So again, that the Ben Seeger question is, to the best of your knowledge, as the lead of NIMBO USA, how was the program or the organization funded or is being funded in Liberia?
And I gave you a very short answer earlier. The program in the Republic of Liberia was planned by the people in Monrovia. And since that program was planned, I have a body of people in Liberia that I report to. The planning on to the last day that the program was executed, we I'm not privileged, or was never privileged at the time, because of the urgency that was involved, to discuss the details. And I think that question, if you have the time, you can refer to the secretariat or the entire organizing group within the Republic of Liberia. But I do not have any knowledge, or I cannot give you any number, or who sponsor what or who did not sponsor what. But NIMBO citizens came together in Monrovia, like Mr. Abu rightfully stated. You saw people from all walks of life, all of the different communities within Monrovia. So whether those people were asked to provide funding, or the funding came from one person or two person or three person, hopefully in the future we'll be equipped to give you the answer.
Thank you very much, and hopefully there will be a documentary as to how that event was funded as well. But anyways, before I go back to Bishop Reeves and Mr. Boda for more questions and comments, um, I would like to ask this question, and any one of you guys can take a stab at it. If NIMBO primary goal is the re-elections of President Bouaka come 2029, my first concern is he's the incumbent. Shouldn't his work be testament of his re-election comes 2029? Why is it that the vision bearer behind NIMBO think that it would be necessary to form a movement for the incumbent instead of leaving it to his work that he would do for the Liberian people? And are you guys concerned? The second question would be, are you guys concerned about President Bouaka age comes 2029? I think, if I'm not mistaken, he'll be 85 or 86 years old, and that would take him to 91 if he wins the elections. Are you guys not concerned, or are you guys concerned about his age as well? Anyone of you guys can take a stab at this, and I'll come to you, Bishop Reeves, next for question or comment.
So you see, I do not want us to be fortune tellers. Mr. Boakai, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai, God's willing, will live up to age unknown. And all we have to do is to support our nation, support our leader, and whatever it is. During the program in Monrovia, I heard the president made reference to a bishop that said to him, if you were a car, we'll put a new engine in you. And he said, I leave mine with God, with whatever he said he wants to do with me, I will assume. Not a direct quote. So right now, my brothers, let's continue to pray. Zwana, Mr. Abu said rightfully, in my age now, I saw only one role in Monrovia throughout my life in Monrovia. And I have been in this country for 41 years. Okay? And I'm back home. I've been in the politics of the nation forever. I'm constantly back home. I was with the president in Vanjama. And he told the group there, if we don't do anything else, we will connect this nation with rules. And what he gave, he said, our people here have suffered too much. And for many years, we will build road here and over all around in the country so that people of Banjama or Foya can get up in the morning, take their goods, go to Monrovia or Kagata, sell, and come back home. Those are the kind of things we are celebrating. Those are the kind of things we want to say, Mr. President, thank you. And that's what we need to focus on as opposed to watching somebody's age, watching, whether or not he needs to do it alone. Here in the United States, Donald Trump has a movement, the mega movement. They exist. They move everywhere. They do things independent of government. And in some cases, they interfere with government activities and what have you. Most political parties that I know, even here in the United States, have movement. There are people who support their causes, who go out there and speak of their causes. Okay? So I want us to respect the fact that in Liberia now, we have a movement, and it's very clear. The National Independent Movement for Boakai. Okay, it didn't say National Independent Movement blank. Our focus here is to work very closely with all Liberians, whether you're from CDC or whatever it is, and you are a disgruntled person or you have some issues, come here. The door is open. Let's sit down and see where you come from, okay, and how we can help you at the end of the day. So, and that's what we're doing around. We have NIMBO in Canada. We are growing in Australia. So the thing here is we want people to be involved in the development of the nation in whatever way possible, so that our
Thank you.
people, the fact
Thank
that
you.
the fact that the nation is beginning to be redeemed by Joseph Boakai, we want to advance those causes.
Thank you very much. Guys, we are well over the 1 hour mark. So I would like to take one more question from Bishop Reeves, and then we will take a break. And when we come back, we will get you guys talking about your June 12th event coming up, and then you guys can close on this. But Bishop Reeves, your question or comment?
Yeah, quickly. I just want to ask the group, when President Boakai was running this time around, he clearly told us that he was going to go for only one term. But I heard Mr. Abu talk about Boakai. I'm hearing you guys talk about Boakai 2029. So was it a political stunt by telling us he's only going for one term? Or because he didn't have to say he was going for one term. He didn't have to tell us that. He's running and he get on and do his work. But I'm now hearing 2029. Is he going to run again? I just need to know that.
Yes. The many of us who have been involved in politics around the globe, I have never seen a president. Never. I have watched elections in Ghana. I have watched elections around the globe. Some of them I traveled to. Here in the United States, are you going for second term? No comment. You will hear statements like those. Joseph Boakai said he was running for one term. But if in his mind and strength and his ability to transform his nation, and he's re-energized, he said, I can do this. That's his prerogative. He said, I have done this. I'm strong enough. I think I can make a difference. I think I can improve on these things. I
So
think
he
I
was
can make my citizens happy again. I can make
if
my
I may,
citizens happy. So
if I
that's
may,
his decision.
if I may, so he was you agreeing that he was dishonored with the Liberian people?
Can I come
That's
in?
not true.
Can I
That is
come
not
in 1
true.
minute, please?
We
It's-
understand. Yeah, I'll
let
throw this question.
Apple come in.
Yes,
Let Apple come
I'll
in. But I think that's my point. It's not that
let
he
me
was
let me let
dishonest
me
with the Liberian people. That the
let
ancestors
me
are there.
Mr. Abu, I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw this question to you, okay?
Okay.
So, but let me just add to it because you the last get your answer, take a break, and then we'll come back and then you guys can talk about your June 12th event. Mr. Jersey just said that it is the president prerogative, which I agree. But we also listened to President Walker during the elections, the past elections, saying that he will go for one term. And Mr. Jersey, that is his prerogative, to which we all agree. But it's also important for us to say that he was dishonest with the Liberian people, according to what you guys are saying, that he will be running come 2029. And let me add on this, Let me add to this, just referencing Mr. Jersey's comment earlier. I wonder how the Liberian people will feel listening to Mr. Jersey saying that, hey, we're going to give you an 85-year-old man to run again for him to be at least 91 years old, but you got to pray. You got to pray. We just got to pray and leave everything with the Lord. And knowing very well, this is an elderly person, 80-something would need regular medical attention, of which we know. We don't have to get into the detail of it. He will have to seek medical attention elsewhere, outside of Liberia, on taxpayer money. But Mr. Jersey is saying here that we should pray. Those Liberian people that can barely afford to pray that we're giving you a man over 85 to be president for the next 6 years. How do you think the Liberian people will react to that, Mr. Abu?
The first thing is that the Liberian Constitution only has a lower bar.
We understand that. Don't give us that, Mr. Abu.
Has a lower bar for the age of the presidency. Even when President Buakai was running this term, there were a lot of naysayers that President Buakai was running on a battery. You know, he had battery in his hat. He was doing this. He was very old. But he has proven to people that even at that age, he's performing more than the people who were way less than his age. Now, if any of the time when somebody declares himself for becoming president in Liberia, in most cases, they go to convention and it is the people of that party or his group that select him and say, we want you to be the president. President Baka has not told us that he wants to be president for his next term, as how you are describing him, to make us believe that our grandfathers or people of that age are completely inefficient and ineffective, as how you're saying it. But he has not told us. Listen to me. We who have formed NIMBO, we are saying we want him to be on the ballot again. If he is not there physically, when we say after Buakai, it's Buakai.
Thank you. If you don't mind, Mr. Abu, let's that the Ben Siga just please a question.
You guys are contradicting yourself.
No. You are not understanding the question because we are living on skepticism and perceptions.
No, I don't have any negative perception. I
didn't say negative. Some perceptions are positive too.
No, so I'm into this to say that you are forming a movement.
Yes.
For a re-election of Mr. Boyka.
Yes.
And the one that you are forming this movement for has not even decided whether you're gonna run again. Well, and he has not decided what will even be his next agenda. But you are forming a movement and running.
They sometimes tell you the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Look, don't say that. Don't put the issue of God business. This man said, let me end. He said he was not running for the second time.
He did not say that.
I have to.
I want to hear. I want to listen.
We can't put. There are a lot of raw evidence out there that he did say that.
Yeah,
but let's
evidence out there. If he changed his mind, that's fine. I mean, he's entitled to run.
Now we can agree on this.
All right.
Okay, if he changes his
Thank
mind,
you.
that's fine.
Okay.
But
Now we can agree on that.
But yes, Mr. Jesse, Mr. Abu, I can assure you I will come back to you guys once Dr. Bensica completes his question. Let's protect him. He asked his question. I will give you guys
let me
enough
make
time.
1 point.
You guys are the guests.
Let me make 1 point, please.
Okay, go ahead and make the point. We'll come back to you,
Okay.
Dr. Six.
All right. I want to appeal to attend the Reverend or the doctor. I said earlier, nobody predicts the future, and those the history in Liberia, we have seen it. We have had people in office for different. I mean, for many years. Some of them were just petitioned by their own citizens. You have to run again. Petition by their own citizens. And when I was a young man, I would see people coming from, chiefs coming from all different counties and all this kind of stuff. Mr. President, you would stay there. So again, like Abu rightfully stated, when that time comes and that the party, the United Party, and if Joseph Boakai, that's what it's gonna be. But right now, this movement, the National Independent Movement for Boakai, is petitioning Joseph Boakai to go for a second term. Period.
Thank you. Dr. Sika, let's get a question. Of course, we have to go for
I just wanted to get a clarity. If Mr. Boakai has not declared and the movement is being already formed and moving ahead, that was my question. Why do we have a movement if the mayor has not even made a man? But I think Reverend Philip or Reed Jessica said that they will petition him, and I hope for maybe the petition he will accept to run. But in reference to, he's talking about the future. Nobody wishes Mr. Boakai anything to happen to him. We pray that he lives, a life and at the time that God one day will call him. But we are concerned about his age. The age factor is a very big factor. It's a very big factor in running a country. A country needs a vibrant person to run it. And in considering Mr. Boakai's age, and I don't want to speculate on his health issue, but considering his age, is this what we really want at a country? For somebody to lead up for the next 6 years again? He's gradually, you hardly even hear him when he speaks. Those things come with age. And do we want somebody approaching 90 years having a Cameroon scenario or some situation of that kind? Is that what we need in this 21st century? Is that what we need for our country, considering how the country is lacking behind? So you guys need to consider that. You need to think twice. I understand maybe you have personal interest in what is going on there, but this is a national interest that surpasses personal interest. That's what I just wanted to say.
Thank you very much. And I know I said that the Bensica will be the last, but Mr. Boda, do you want to take you now after the break?
No, let me come after the break.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Guys, if you're watching us, this is the Liberia Television Network. This is episode 95 of the Hard Zone. We have guests from NIMBO here, and we've been having conversations surrounding their missions and goals and things that they intend to do in Liberia and the diaspora here. We will take our first break. When we come back, we will get into the upcoming event on June 12th. So we will see you guys right after the break.
In our community, we help each other. But when it comes to prescription pain medication, such as opioids, sharing isn't helping, it's harming. What works for you could be dangerous, even deadly for somebody else. Don't share your opioids. Instead, help by guiding your family, friends, and neighbors to a doctor. Real help saves lives. This message is brought to you by the Multicultural Community Family Services in partnership with LRTN. Did you know 1 in 4 patients who take opioids long-term become addicted? Opioids are strong pain medications like oxycodone, hydrocodone, or morphine. They can help with pain, but they can also lead to addiction and overdose. Take the medication only the way your doctor tells you to take it. And never share them with your family, friends, or neighbors. Know the risks. Stay safe. This message is brought to you by the Multicultural Community Family Services in partnership with LRTM.
Attention all organizations, NGOs, and social clubs in and out of Liberia. Are you tired of relying solely on social media to run your operations? An effective web platform is your most important marketing tool, and that's where Tiamat.com comes in. Hello, my Liberian people. My name is Sophia, and I want you to consider this. 53% of consumers do online research about an organization before talking to someone from that institution. That means not having a website could be costing you opportunities. Step up your game and establish a professional online presence. Introducing our web platform designed specifically for 501c organizations, small businesses, and political organizations, social clubs, etc. At Tiamat.com, we understand how important it is to make a great digital first impression, which is why we offer you all the help needed to develop, maintain, and host NGOs and small and big organization websites by giving you a full suite of services that includes automatic billing for members, membership and visitor portals, first-class design and functionality, and much more. The best part is, it only costs $20 per month. Upgrade your image today with our customized web design services. Visit www.tiamat.com to get started. This is a Liberian-owned business.
Celebrating the lives of our dearly departed loved ones is no easy task. That's why you become family the minute you walk through the doors of the Exodus Funeral Chapel. Exodus Funeral Chapel is deeply committed to helping you navigate your way through this difficult time. Our services are reliable, affordable, and professional. Call us, visit our website, or feel free to stop by in person for your consultation. At the Exodus Funeral Chapel, we believe in the dignity of your loved ones. Empathy and respect is the goal of our staff. Exodus Funeral Chapel. Empathy, respect, and dignity. Maintaining your vehicle can be a major investment. That's why here at Brothers Auto Care, we pride ourselves on providing professional and reliable auto care at affordable rates. Whether you need an inspection, new brakes, or diagnostic reports, our skillful and experienced mechanics are here for you every step of the way. Call Brothers Auto Care now to schedule your next auto maintenance and repair service. At Brothers Auto Care, we help you drive home with peace of mind.
Hi, my name is Martha Tomley, owner of Matisia Natural Hair Salon, located on 4405 Chestnut Street. We are specializing in locks, natural hair, braids, and etc. Call us for all your natural hair needs. You can reach out at 267-703-2330. If you have pictures or videos you want to send us, you can send it to 267-224-0693.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Liberia Radio and Television Network presenting to you episode 95 of The Hard Zone. My name is Derek Yale, and I am playing host and moderator here today. I'm joined by my panelists, Mr. Martin Boda and Bishop Reeves, and we have our special guest, and that is officials of the movement, the National Independent Movement for Bwaka, here to talk about their mission and the inspiration behind why this movement was formed. And then we are pivoting over talking about the upcoming event on June 12th, 2026 at 6 p.m. at the, I had the address up, at the Grover 72200 Grover Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19153. So let's go ahead. Let's get back to them. And before we do that, actually, let me check with Mr. Boda and see if he had any additional question. Because I do have just one question, and then I'll go to you guys, and then we can talk about the event on the 12th. Mr. Boda? My question first, because
I think what I observe, what I'm noticing from NIMBO official in the diaspora, it kind of gave me a conflicting information. I mean, a look of thing. The thought process is good. The idea is good. It's good to support somebody that you believe and trust in. And but there's a lot of clarity that needs to be given, because basically in our political environment in Liberia is a lot more intense, and people behind NIMBO, not just Bwakai, we know Father Thomas Fala was with the CDC, and he's a very vital person from the CDC community. And coming and forming the organized movement, and that movement is just not, it's political. That was my kind of concern, because you're not just supporting Mr. Bwakai, but you have a political flavor. And you wanting other political group to join you in that venture. And it kind of confused me a little bit. Because what do I mean by that? NIMBO has an agenda. The funding of NIMBO is not clear. I don't know whether it's a membership base that you pay due, whatever, to support this organization, and how you want to continue your campaign during the political heat. All of these things are not yet clear. It's just the diaspora NIMBO that say, hey, people are contributing 500 or so forth and what so forth. So that's where I was kind of a little bit behind with the understanding to some of these answers. So I know Bwakai, people, I support Bwakai. I love the work he does, and he's doing it like Bro currently. But there's last stage behind that we have to calculate in the political arena. Come 2029, we don't know what 2029 holds. So, and then Mr. Bwakai had not even declared yet, because we don't know whether he wants to be president for 2029 yet. That's another thing that we have to first look at. But I just want NIMBO to be a little bit clearer in terms of how the group, the diaspora, and the national Liberian at home, how they're going to fund this institution, this political organization. Because it's not a non-profit, it's not a just ordinary organization, it's political. So that's why I didn't get clarity on, even though the diaspora saying that, yeah, they collect money, people are contributing. But in terms of the group in Liberia, you talk about representatives, senators, that's a whole nother ball game. So it makes it kind of difficult.
thank you very much, Mr. Boda. I think Mr. Jesse is already ready to answer your question. You actually, Mr. Jesse, just 1 second. You already touched on the question I was going to ask briefly, so I will just say this because President Baga has not declared his intention to run in 2029, and from previous election, he's already said that he will only be doing one term. So in the case when President Bouaka choose not to run in 2029, what becomes of the NIMBO? Do you guys carry your support behind another candidate? Will you guys change your name, because I know it has Bouaka right now? But I would like to wait to to attempt to answer that question if you don't mind. Yeah, Mr. Jersey, I mean.
Yeah. Guys, I know each of you on this line have been in Liberia, born in Liberia, have seen how things unfold in politics in our nation. We have never adopted an independent participatory system in our nation. I think NIBO is going to gradually unfold. This is not NIBO's statement. This is made from my own observation, and at this time, not in my capacity. We have to, and I can understand why people continue to ask questions about funding. And we are very clear here, and for the same reason, we here, and like in this nation, I cannot begin to tell you the amount of contribution I make to the Democratic Party here, even though I am not a registered member, but because they have suspected that I voted a Democrat in almost 15 to 20 elections, and they asked for contribution. Here in the United States, we are committed to changing that. And that's why when you hear us saying to you that we're taxing people, it was a process, a democratic process. We voted on it, and the vast majority of people in that meeting agreed to do so. We appeal to people so that whatever we do, the process in Liberia, we want to influence the process in Liberia to stop politicians from feeding people with Becker rice, and then the next 9 years, they don't see them. And so, yes, here, that's what we are beginning to do. We will do whatever is necessary to help our parent body in Monrovia. That's why, again, we tax ourselves so that at the end of the year, those of you here who have supported Unity Party, I know organizations who supported Unity Party, huge amount of money. I know organizations here who, form themselves to support Unity Party. Look at NIMBO as just one of those groups that have committed themselves to support Unity Party, to support CDC, to support CNC, and they have all kind of programs around. I gave you an example earlier. We have the mega movement here for the Republican Party. The DNC have DSCCS, okay, and they have DNC. But in DNC, they have all these little groups. So all we want to do is work for our country, but enable to work very, very hard for the re-election of Joseph Boakai. And I agree with one of the commentators over there earlier. He may not have declared, but we are committed to putting forth a petition and asking and say, Mr. President, you have done so well for this country. I have seen just so many changes. We're seeing schools in Monrovia when we have only 3 high schools there. And high schools before have disappeared over the years. Sharataba, I'm not sure if it's still there, and other schools across the bridge, almost 3. But now in Liberia, we have to provide those services one way or the other. And so the fact that we see those things happening in our country, the fact that we see roads being built in our country, the fact that we see, government owning their own ministries now as opposed to renting from some family and whatever it is, those things that are unfolding over there, I think we appreciate. So if tomorrow Joseph Boakai decides that, oh no, I am not going to seek a second term, NIMBO will decide there and then as to what direction they will go.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Ben Sika. If you have any question or comment.
No, I don't have a question for now. We will continue to monitor NIMBO. We will continue to monitor their process. We will try to follow them and see what the whole thing is heading. I think the organization, the movement of it, the launching of it is, to me, is premature, because you want to promote somebody and you don't even know whether the person is going to run or not. So what are you going to petition them? It's one thing to petition somebody, it's another thing for the person to decline. So we will continue to monitor NIMBO. Maybe the idea they have, maybe it's a good one. But for now, I think it's very, very premature. And for us to even talk about this, that would be my, that's what I just want to say.
Thank you. And Mr. Jersey and Mr. Abu, let's hear from you, because when you got to get into talking about your upcoming event.
Yeah.
So, it's not premature, but that's your opinion. NIMBO is growing. We'll continue to reach out to the president. NIMBO is present in the United States, and the membership is growing. NIMBO is present in Canada. NIMBO is present in Australia. We are reaching out to our people to tell them, please be involved in the transformation that is unfolding in our country, Liberia. Continue to support Joseph Boakai. We appreciate your effort, and that's what we're going to do. Whether or not it's premature, here in the United States, I will give you all the references. Almost it's coming election time in 2028 in the U.S. You have not seen with all of the candidates that the United States press is asking them questions, whether they're going to run, whether they're going to do this, whether they're going to, well, I don't know. I want to deal about today. I don't know. Joseph Boakai is focused on today for the Liberian people, and the future is there.
Thank you. Mr. Abu, you had a comment?
Yes, just to look at a few things that Ben said. Liberia at this time needs maybe somebody vibrant. The president is getting old and this and that. I do agree. The numbers are going up in his age. However, when you use the word vibrant, which I'm directly quoting you, when you say vibrant is kind of relative. I don't know whether you are talking in terms of agility, in terms of a younger age, and science has proven that there are still people with younger age and their wisdom is still a different place. People with older age, they know wisdom. But then, in Liberia, just the most immediate past, we had a young and vibrant president who ran against an old man of 81 years. And the Liberian people felt that the old man was a better candidate than the young man who should have been assumed to be vibrant. So just take a cue from that. Now, we cannot continue to run Liberia on a trial and error basis. This president did not do well, so let's look for this president. This president did not do well, let's do this, okay? It cannot be like this all the time. But we have to look at what the person has done. He came, there was an agenda from the past government. They have planned other things to do. They have signed contracts. He came, he did not put them one side because he knew that they were good for Liberia. And Liberia people felt that he could be the best person to continue with those projects. And those projects are going on. It is not premature at this time because just as I told you, in a heat, when you're running a heat, those who do track and field or athletics, you are doing 100 meters or a 200 meter or a 300 meter race. You normally do it with a speed from the beginning to the end. If you're doing an 800 meter or a 1500 meter or 1500 meter, if you are doing that race, sometimes you start slow and you pick up towards the end so that you'll be able to do it. So when President Boakai came, he told you, he brought in the scenario of an old car, that have been that have been indigenized, and he's moving forward. So when we start like that, we are coming in a very early age. We don't want people to wait until close to election to go and be giving one bag of rice to people and to be giving different things to people, making big promises for the next election. We want to start from the very beginning so that we can make sure that the more he knows that we are appreciating what he does, the better he will continue to do things for Liberia. Okay, so based on this, let's say in case President Boakai decides that he is not going to run for the next term, we have to put forward a candidate that will assure us to continue the Boakai legacy. So that's why sometimes we say after Boakai is Boakai, which is another Boakai. We have seen sometimes in the thing, sometimes they say this is another person that is coming up. That means you are carrying on the agenda of the last person and you are doing the same thing that you are doing. Sometimes you get up today, you see people doing some things, then you say another prophet has come because you are seeing the things that they are doing based on what other prophets did. So when we say after Boakai is Boakai, it may be another Boakai, but after Boakai is Boakai.
Just not GMB. Before I give you guys the opportunity to talk about your upcoming events, let me make this comment and I will end it with a question. But first, if my production team can put up one of our commenter contribution to this episode, I just want to read it and then just briefly respond to that based on you guys' comment. Bishop Amos Hagar, for information purposes, is one of the panelists on the show, chooses not to come here today because he had enough people talking about Boakai anyways. So he said age does not govern vision and leadership is not measured by birthdays but by clarity of purpose. President Boakai years represent a reservoir of experience that Liberia cannot afford to sideline. In terms of national rebuilding, wisdom earned through decades of public service becomes the most valuable currency. He has navigated economic storms, diplomatic corridors, and governance reforms that younger candidates have only read about. So disqualify that depth of institutional memory because I don't see the end of that. But anyways, you know what, Bishop Hagar always is in campaign mode. You sold this story to the Liberian people. This man been around 40 years. They voted him in office. Now it's time to actually work. It's time to actually work for the Liberian people. And I'll say this, man. I'll have to disagree with you, Mr. Jesse and Mr. Abu, because what you guys are saying as far as the work President Boakai is doing is not reflected. I will come to you, Mr. Jesse. It's not reflected in the reality of the Liberian people, those people that survives in Liberia, their everyday lives is not reflected in their reality. You can't tell people that the government is making progress when the people that are actually seeing or supposed to see the benefits or the effects of the government actions or inaction respectively, you can't tell them what their reality is. Evident by the fact that you have made zero progress in healthcare sector, just evident by the fact that there are still pregnant women in JFK as we speak, being held hostage for not paying the fees for the healthcare they receive while being pregnant. There are still no medicine for JFK patients. There are no beds. Deplorable conditions in some of the major government hospitals. Talking about education, the University of Liberia student is currently protesting for the condition the campuses are in as we speak. Economy, you talk about the economy, you've made less than 5% increase in GDP per capita since President Boakai took over. So when you talk about we're establishing a movement for people,
I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Can you guys not hear me?
No, we're hearing you.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, Mr. Jesse? I don't know. I think it's something with your device.
Yeah, but we're hearing you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, if you rejoin, sir. So if you talk about, we're starting a movement to sell what the president has been doing, I have no idea what you're talking about. and the Liberian people does not have any idea what you are talking about because it is not reflected in their reality. It is not. And
Yes, I agree.
I promise to end this with a question. I promise I will come back to you, Mr. Abu, if you
Okay.
can protect me. So when people like Bishop Hagar still in the campaign mode and this movement coming up to say, oh, let's tell President Bwaka been doing so well, we don't see it. We honestly do not see it. It is a question because the one question I've had throughout this show or just listening to you guys is why? What is the purpose of this movement? President Bwaka won to the Unity Party. If he's been doing good for the Liberian people, you will not need to start a movement to sell him. So, what is the real purpose of this independent movement for President Bwaka re-elections? What is the purpose, Mr. Abu?
Well, in the first place, is to ensure when you say nothing much is going on, but then we are saying that this movement, because of what we put behind this movement, will make better things to come so that it can qualify, or these better things can qualify the president to go, if we even ask him to go for another term. Now, you say most of the things that are happening are not, we are not seeing the reality on the ground. You have only seen few things. From what I see, your age, you may not have gone very much up in age. But protests on the University of Liberia campus you talk about. I was on the University of Liberia campus in the early 80s. I was there for the August 22nd and this and that. And we were protesting. And protest goes on today. So protest is part of the university life. Because even when
that's very dismissive, by the way. Because even
don't tell me it is dismissive.
It's very dismissive because the problems they were protesting.
The problems will always be in the perception of the students. They fix the toilets. They will be the same one that will go and put papers in it, and the toilets stop working. Then they protest for that. They tell them school fees. Which university you see in this world here that people go there free? Tell me how many countries around the world, especially third world countries, that are providing free university education for people. You know, they just told them a few days that we are now trying to study to see whether the free education, free tuition thing they introduced at LU, whether we can sustain it. They start to protest. So protest is part of it. Ask Mr. Anthony Kesele, ask Mr. Kofi Woods, you know, and many other people who have come through the University of Liberia. Protest is part of that university. They will always protest in order for their voices to be heard, and some of them for attention. That's it. Now, if you have visited Liberia in recent times, or people who come from there will tell you that there are things that are kind of changing, because most of the time, for some of you, your changes in Liberia are only based on what happened during the war or the 14 years of war and what is happening today. So the things that happened during the war, you're trying to compare to what should be happening today. But for some of us who have gone through some other spine of life, we can tell you what happened in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, which was the worst time, and now after the war, what we're doing. We look at it from a broader spectrum, you know. So when you see people coming in at this time, at an early time, to say, well, let's see, we are seeing better things happening. As I told you earlier, bomb mines, Firestone, this and that, they were all there. But they didn't know that. The government at the times did not know that we needed a role in Pinsway, in the community. We needed this, you know.
So Mr. Abu, in the interest of time, let's hear from Mr. Jesse, and then we'll take Dr. Ben Siga, and then we'll give you guys the opportunity to talk about it.
To Dr. Ben Siga.
Okay.
I'm coming back to him because I saw he raising his hand. Is that right, Dr. Siga?
So, yeah, Mr. Abu is generalizing what Mr. Bwaka is doing. I wish we had a little PowerPoint to see exactly what they want to sell to the Liberian people.
At the appropriate time, we'll bring that forward to you. Because those are the things we start to show to you.
Let other people go in. Maybe
let's hear from Mr. Jesse, and then we'll come back to you.
Yeah, we listen. Even a man with one eye is able to see is able to see a mile away. The fact that he has only one eye does not mean he cannot see beyond. Um, those of you who have been in Liberia, you're talking about demonstrations. No country is free from demonstrations, and because almost every country uh, demonstrate, individual understanding of what government is. People protest for different reasons. People, like Abu was saying, my last year at the university was 85, and they were running behind us to catch us because we demonstrated. Okay? Demonstration is there. Everybody has different things, different groups demonstrate for different reasons. That being said, I just, again, you guys, it's your job to ask the questions, and those of us who are in leadership to answer those questions. But NIMBO, my chairman Abu rightfully stated, NIMBO is there to reach out to people, to explain to people, to let people know that this is the time to be involved in your nation building. But most importantly, we have to begin to develop the understanding that if this broadcast is doing well in its presentation and the questions they ask and the people they serve, we must be able to say thank you. NIMBO is here to say thank you to President Wakai for all that we are experiencing, and we are asking him. I heard somebody say petition is different from somebody say I will run. I don't know what political school he's been to, but many times across the country, when the time is not right, the president within themselves will say this. I want to close by saying that the age of Methuselah have got nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. So Joseph Wakai will provide the requisite services. Liberian people will say, oh, the man sleeping. The man sleeping. The public can sleep too much. You're not going to be doing this. So now we agree that even in sleep, you can do good things. So, but I just want to appeal to all of us. NIMBO is a movement that has been put in place. Those of you who saw the luncheon, he spoke very eloquently. He said, as long as we are here to service our nation and people, is good. And he said, this is my first time in all my years to break cola. He said, I'm breaking this cola for you so that together we can build our nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're not going to keep you guys here too long. That's just it. Finally from Dr. Sika, and then we will talk about the event on June 12th, and then we'll give you guys the opportunity to close. Dr. Sika.
Yeah, we don't need to waste your time. I think I got many things to do, but they are a very interesting group. I listened to their argument. Reverend Jesse is talking about age of Methuselah has nothing to do with somebody's wisdom. Mr. Abu is defending in general, in general terms of what Mr. Brecker is doing there. But we don't even see the trickle-down effect of what Mr. Brecker is doing there.
Oh my gosh!
No, let me see.
Let's protect Dr. Sika, please.
Please protect me.
I'm sorry. I thought I was muted.
Okay. If we stay on this, we'll continue to say things. Let's go to the program that we're going to have.
So let Dr. Sika finish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not going to waste your time. We want you to tell us what your program is going to be, but we just wanted to make comments on these things that you guys are talking about. The trickle-down effect is not there, and you know it, but you want to sell something to the Liberian people. Like we talk about medical service down there. I mean, you know how poor it is. Mr. Burke has the opportunity to go abroad. The last time his wife was sick, I understand she went away from the country to get a treatment. Mr. Burke periodically goes out of the country and get treatment. But here is a country that the people that voted for him, they cannot even get to the hospital, get any better medical attention, no drugs down there, no medication. I mean, it's just poor. But you want to convince us that things are going fine, things are better. No, you came to rescue, and the rescue mission is not just adding up. I watched something this morning that I think yesterday or this morning that got to me, and it became more personal. I think 3 ladies went to Redemption Hospital. The women died. I think 3 of them died because they could not be admitted, because they didn't have money for admission and for them to turn to them. Okay? That's how people going through stuff. That's what people are going through. So when you guys come to this kind of platform and want to convince people, it's like intentionally in knowing the suffering of our people, but to promote one person, the president, and in disregard to the suffering that is going on. And for me personally, it's just it's not good for our country. It's not good for our country. So I wish NIMBO and let it do what it able to do, but things are not added up. Maybe you need to go and redefine your purpose. So that's I just wanted to say.
Mr.
Thank you.
Moderator,
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Moderator, I'm begging
Yes.
you for a second because this is the first time in the Reverend or the doctor's statement that I feel personally touched and hurt about where our country is today. Okay? All those things that he's referencing. Did you see the 2024 report from one Honorable Nyakwe Zeze? And if you didn't, then maybe you're not in Liberia.
No,
Okay?
I'm not in Liberia.
Okay, that's fine. But then you're not following the country. Let me tell you one thing. You see our hands? They got 5 fingers, they're all not equal. And if
Maybe gone. They dropped.
Yeah, I think we lost connection
Yeah.
with Mr. Chelsea. So I don't know if you want to because I know you have the same agenda for NIMBO. If you want to finish up what he was saying, or we can just go right into.
Okay, well, I really just wanted to go to this program, but I just
Yes, let's go to the program.
What the doctor said, about what is happening at what happened at Redemption Hospital, that is not the agenda of the government or of any other government that will ever come to Liberia. Things will happen to hospitals, and sometimes some of these are just social media reports. Sometimes you go after it, sometimes they are not true, But but that is Liberia now, where the social media has become a place that will report everything. Okay, sometimes even perceptions and sometimes rumors come on social media. But however, on the 12th of June, which is next month, the 12th of June is on a Friday, we're going to have the NIMBO launching at the Catholic Hall, which is at 7200 Robert Avenue. And the program is supposed to be starting at 6 p.m. And we are inviting all of you to come, whether you're in any part of this diaspora, you want to be part of NIMBO. We look forward to receiving you. For those who live in the Philadelphia, the tri-state, as far as the DMV and the New York area, we look forward to receiving you. We are not going to pay any fees to come in. We'll have enough food there. We'll have some drinks there for entertainment, and you'll be entertained to the best thing. And according to the program that we have, we're going to have the vision bearer of NIMBO, Deputy Speaker Thomas Falla will be here. He'll be launching, and he will also be a keynote speaker. and we look forward. I think LRTN has been invited to that program, and the program, as I see, will also be carried live. We'll have several speeches given there. We'll also give opportunity to community organizations to make some statements and to make some remarks as well. On Saturday morning, we are going over to the football field, which is on Lindbergh Avenue. Honorable Thomas Fowler will be there too, and we have the NIMBO football squad, which will be led by Honorable Thomas Fowler to play against the Old Timers of Philadelphia. And we invite all of you to come there, and it will be an opportunity for many of you who will not have the chance to go to the program on Friday, for many of you to come over there to the football field where you'll be able to interact with your deputy speaker. We know you have many things to beef up with him, but he'll be there. He's a great man, and we expect all of you to be there. But just to close down, maybe, I don't know if you guys still have questions for me, but I just believe that it is time for people with independent minds in Liberia. You don't have to belong to any political party, or you may belong to a political party, but you no longer see what they are doing to be in your own interest. So therefore, we are calling on all of you groups, these different independent groups, to come together and be a driving force behind our country. And while people will become, some people are partisan minds, they think that they are just stuck into one political party, whether something is going well or something is not going well, we still believe that they should always believe that the country comes first and Liberia must be first. So
Amen.
if we want Liberia to move forward, it doesn't have to be moving by our political party. But let's look at Liberia, let all of us get involved. So on Friday evening, we'll be looking forward to all of you. We have a very big program committee. If you are interested in coming over, we have Honorable Daniel Gayu is the chairman for the program planning. We have Honorable Rhoda Red. She's also a member of the planning committee. Honorable Success Minor from all the way Minnesota. He's also part of the committee. We have Honorable Harris McGill. He's also a member of the planning committee. Honorable Jesse S. Phillips, who was just here a few minutes ago, he's a member of the planning committee. We have Honorable Tina Masale. She's also a member. And your humble servant, Samuel Abu, is also a member. We have Honorable Elizabeth Findatamba is also a member. We have Honorable Elizabeth Elizabeth Collins, she's also a member. And Avi Tamba is also a member. For all of you who are out there in other states of the great United States, if you want to know, we still have an executive committee. We have people who are being appointed into positions to make sure that we do carry on this mobilization for the for NIMBO USA. We have Jesse Phillips is the national chairperson. We have Daniel Gayu is the national deputy chairperson. Honorable Tina Masale is the regional director for the Southern Region Office of NIMBO. We also have Honorable Elizabeth Collins is also another regional director for the Northern Region Office. Success Minor is the public relations, is the chairperson for the public relations and media management, and he is my immediate boss. We also have Honorable Zwana Washington, who we just lost track of. Sister Honorable Elizabeth Findatamba is also the Director of Planning and Event Management. We have Honorable Aaron Bade is also the Deputy Regional Coordinator for NIMBO. We have Cecilia Benda Nyanebo. Cecilia Benda Nyanebo is also the Deputy Regional Director for the Midwest. We also have Elizabeth Tiwa Pittman. She's also a representative of Rhode Island. And we also have Patricia Leham is the representative for the state of North Carolina. So if you are trying to find a way into NIMBO, if we cannot get to you, you can call any of these persons. Pretty soon we are working on a website for NIMBO where we can all come together, which will be our great marketplace for us to share ideas, to hold meetings, and we'll also be together. But for the meantime, on Friday, I look forward to all of you. And let's consider NIMBO as a place for independent minds and not partisan minds. So thank you. And before I close, I just want to tell you, after Buakai, it's Buakai. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Abu. And just to add to that, if you're living in those areas that Mr. Abu mentioned, NIMBO is inviting you to their event on June 12th. And it's also our honor and privilege to announce that we will be there, the Liberian Television Network, to provide you live coverage of that event. So make sure you're staying tuned with us. Be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on our webpage. We will be live streaming on June 12th, the NIMBO event.
Mr. Moderator.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Please, thank you for letting us know you will be there. If you have not seen any of your family and friends from Liberia, join us there. The almost 36 members of our national legislatures will be there. We have invited people across the spectrum. Come and meet your family, meet your legislators. There will be an opportunity for you to discuss with them what needs to happen in your respective counties. We look forward to seeing all of you. You're going to have lots of beer, plenty of food, and socialization. Please join us.
And just comment in is that since the launching of NIMBO in Liberia, NIMBO USA has received almost more than 100 persons requesting to be members of NIMBO USA. So the number is growing. So
it's growing.
The doctors say that it is very early. So we are moving like a tsunami.
I just like to put this in. One of our commented earlier that it's because you guys have cash violence being the incumbent. So I don't know if that's the reason why so many people come in.
Yeah, just be afraid. There's no cash violence. Cash violence is part
I was just reading comments.
God.
Come and get connected. Come and get connected. You know, come and get.
How many times do you hear about events where everything is free? I mean,
I know.
The comment is right there. How can you not reach everywhere when you're using cash violence? You know. But anyway,
and that's why we're asking for the source.
Thank you guys for
my cash app and thank you so very much for this opportunity. And this is another way of promoting Liberia. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see grow. This kind of independent partnership, independent promotion of our nation through this kind of dialogues. We want, I'm so excited to be a part of this process, and I want to personally say thank you to you for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you guys so much. With that being said, we'll take our final break and we'll come back. I will give you guys the panelists the opportunity to close on this show today because NIMBO took all of our time. We couldn't get into any other conversation.
Okay.
But thank you guys.
Yeah, it was.
Introducing Suku Express, shipping from the USA to Liberia, offering pickup services from Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, and New York. Suku Express is very reliable, efficient, trustworthy, and seamless. U.S. warehouse and loading dock is at 54101 Tacony Street, Philadelphia, PA 19137. Contact 267-987-6821 or 267-437-6463. Then in Liberia, at Dry Rice Market, Bannersville Road. Contact 0775-245-666 or 0555-594-53.
Hey, this is Grace, the CEO of the founder Suku Express. Parcel your stuff good, valuable stuff goes in a plastic barrel. You gotta shrink wrap, you lock the barrel, you gotta shrink wrap the barrel, protect your stuff. Boxes, use shoes. Any box taller than me, I can't ship it.
With Suku Express, your worries are over. Ship with confidence and ease. Thanks for doing businesses with Suku Express.
Maintaining your vehicle can be a major investment. That's why here at Brothers Auto Care, we pride ourselves on providing professional and reliable auto care at affordable rates. Whether you need an inspection, new brakes, or diagnostic reports, our skillful and experienced mechanics are here for you every step of the way. Call Brothers Auto Care now to schedule your next auto maintenance and repair service. At Brothers Auto Care, we help you drive home with peace of mind.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Liberia Radio and Television Network. This is episode 95 of the Hard Zone. And if you've been watching us, I will like to say thank you so much for being here. This episode, you listen to members of the National Independent Movement for Bwaka talk to you about their vision, their plan, what they intend to do in Liberia, and their upcoming events on June 12th of this year. So again, the Liberia Radio and Television Network will be there to cover this event. We encourage you to please make sure you can attend, but if you cannot, we will bring you live coverage of that event on the 12th of June. Again, this is the end of our program. We'd like to now bring you, maybe, I don't know, Mr. Boda, if you want to do a post interview or post analysis of post interview analysis of what we just heard, or we can just do the closing remark all in one. I don't know if we get in Mr. Dadasika back, but let me give you the opportunity. What do you think of what we just listened to, and what do you think about the show today? And then just close for us, and then we will draw the curtain to this one.
Yeah, I think it's quite amazing to understand that the movement. What I try to dissect and understand here is that this is a political movement trying to embed themselves under the Bwaka regime. If you heard to listen to Abu Bwaka after Bwaka, it kind of tells me that this is a movement. Thomas Fala is preparing himself politically for run. And he trying to use the NIMBO as a way of introducing himself to the Liberian people and spend some money. So this is another political party coming out. So it's all about Bwaka, but it has a agenda. So that's what we need to watch out for. There's an agenda. And I know it's going to be explosive because looking at what I heard and seeing on from that group, the purpose is not defined really to me. It seems like there's a political party trying to just formulate, but using a different tool to do that. You know, so we hope that Bwaka can do better. He's striving to get there. He are not getting there yet. There's still a lot to be done. And we might appreciate some of the effort he's making to move our nation forward. But there are a lot that we have to do. And it depends on everyone else to do so. That is by giving constructive criticism when it needed to be criticized and giving support when it needed support. You know. So that's my take on that. I think there's another political party coming on again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sika. This the post interview Or what do you think of what you just heard?
I mean, what I see from the whole thing is that, first of all, like Mr. Boda was saying, there's no defined purpose of this group. I think they try to experiment with many things here, and so they see which one is going to stick. Whether Fala in the long run will stick or Mr. Boyka, but the reality does not exist. So we will just continue to monitor them, and I don't know exactly what they want to achieve at this point, but this is not really there. But again, it's Liberia. Again, like the other person said, like the cash value is there. I think that's what many of them are doing. Probably many of them want, position and stuff like that. But it's very, very premature. Mr. Burka probably has been doing some stuff down there. But at the end of the day, the common person in places Maryland or Bopolo or in the kind of place, if they don't see what Mr. Burka is doing, it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to, does not NIMBO does not matter to them, because people want to see things, want to feel, their life situation should change. That's what people want. And if they're not seeing it, it doesn't really make any difference. So that would be my take on it at this point. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let us go out there. Let's see what they're going to do. But I personally think that the group is just fishing here and there.
Yeah, I have to agree. Well, from what we just listened to, I don't think they have a defined purpose.
Yeah.
Or at least I give them some grace. Did not do a good job.
Yeah.
Pressing that purpose. And another thing, I was taken aback by the level of gaslighting and manipulation that Mr. Jesse and Abu was trying to do to my audience. And I'll say it because it is not just them. Even the Bishop Hager, even staunch supporter of Unity Party, tried to gaslight the public on what is going on in Liberia. For example, that the Sika, when you gave that story, I came across that story this morning at the Redemption Hospital. That's very disheartening to see that's going on. And aside from politics, that is very disheartening for people to not be able to get proper medical attention in their own country and die from it. But then Mr. Abu responds to that just being maybe a social media scam, or those things may not be.
How do you talk about social media scam? When
right.
Right.
So I found that to be I was disappointed with that response, and also the situation with the students from the University of Liberia saying, and I think Mr. Abu said it, and then Mr. Jesse reiterated that point that people have been protesting since forever in Liberia. That's such a terrible way to gaslight people and be that, like, as though protestation should be a norm. I mean, it's a democratic right, but it's not like it should be a norm. If you walk on the University of Liberia campuses today, you will see the conditions that it is in. And we play a video that someone did a tour on that campus. That's not even a play for any learning activity to happen. So if the University of Liberia students are protesting for that, and you say people protest all the time, that's like, to me, gaslighting the public to make it feel like that is doing something. But again, we wish NIMBO the best of luck. We're going to be working with them. We're going to be streaming their events, but let's not get into the habit of gaslighting the Liberian people. It's not going to work. It's not, at least.
And the thing
they better open a box for you. Open a Pandora box for you to go.
The thing about the Liberian people is that it is, the problem about us is that something that we criticized yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we're in the opposition, we criticized yesterday. That was not good. There was this and that. And then when we get in power, we just want to normalize that.
Right.
And it's wrong. It's wrong. He, Mr. Abu, and the others that went to the University of Liberia, they protested yesterday. And if, for instance, if you protested yesterday that the classroom was not good, right? And one would think that by this time the class was supposed to be
The classroom should be good, right? You know what I mean? That's
and so
simple. Common sense.
if the people still protesting, if other children that come many years after you and they come and they're protesting for the city, there is something fundamental is wrong.
Right. I totally agree.
Yeah. So
Well, and Mr. Abu telling us that, hey, people protest all the time, you know, protest all the time. That's the norm. When I won the campaign in 1964, people were protesting. That's just what the students at the University of Liberia does. They protest.
You know,
and we dismiss the issues of which they are protesting for. It never gets solved. And like you were saying though, if you were protesting for something and today you have the power to change that, and I think people are still protesting for it, you're a complete failure.
Yeah.
You're a complete failure, and you're a disappointment to the Alma Mater. And this one goes directly to President Boakai, because on his resume, that's the only education stuff that they had. Agriculture from the University of Liberia. If students are still protesting for issues that existed when you were there, you're a failure. 40 years of failure we have sitting at the executive mansion. Maybe we should talk about that, and then NIMBO shouldn't try to gas it.
I think you have to be careful here now.
What?
This is a 40 years scenario.
You're gonna.
They have brought in people, professional people to look at the university. I think there's some program making that.
Yeah, we have a Caucasian woman as president of the University of Liberia, making the most the president of the University of Liberia ever made. But we're not going to talk about that. What progress? Let's not get into that. So we can get into the detail of every single one of those.
Yeah, we'll have that conversation.
We'll have that conversation another day.
That is NIMBO. NIMBO came to showcase themselves and
the
university and they fail on your lap, so you give it to them, you know, because they were not coherent with that.
Well, let's just take you guys closing.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, thank you.
And then we'll come back on another show and then have more conversation. Dr. Sika, I'll take you first, and then Mr. Boda, and then we will.
Thank you, Mr. Yale, for inviting me and coming here. But I mean, thank you for the show. At least you brought these guys on board, and we heard from them. And it's good to hear from the horse's mouth and know what it's saying. But I hope they will retune their message or redefine their purpose. I think that's what it will be. But I don't see really at this point and where they headed. Yes, they maybe have the zeal to support Mr. Boakai, but many things are not in place. So it was nice that we heard from Mr. Abu and the other guys that came. So maybe you have the time next time you can invite them again. Let's talk to them. We can often engage maybe the government and see what's really going on. But there are so much need to be done in that country, and it's not being done. And people want to play politics with it. And to me, if I saw it yesterday, it was not good, and I'm in power today, there's no reason I should defend what was not good yesterday. That would be my, that's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sika. It's always good to have you here.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you next time, Mr. Boda.
Thank you, Derry. Brother Sika, thank you for being here tonight. I mean, it's an interesting conversation to have, to get to know other people how to feel about Liberia and what our insight is about Liberia. But it's unfortunate that we Liberians still go back all the time doing the same thing with the same result. Like sometimes common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just unfortunate that we have our university still on its knee. Our higher institution of learning, and all of the people that are in government today pass through that university.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that we will have our university, the generation, the future. There's never a discussion about the future of Liberia youth. All of the discussion they hear around government coming in, government going out, they never have anything for the generation to come, which is just so wrong to do. But we hope that moving forward will make some progress in those directions. Because it's hard. Because when you look at a young generation in Liberia, they just in a big blind photo. There's no light for them to see, This one pitiful University of Liberia, what is the icon of learning, there's nothing to show for. I mean, look at high school in this country and look at our university. You feel sick in your stomach, you know. When we were in Liberia growing up, we thought the university was something big. But when you step outside, you go to Ghana, right next door to Ghana, you go to Cote d'Ivoire, go to the University of Legon. You'll be amazed to see the campus. Go to Aragos, you know. No other places around. And you see the university campus, you feel a sense of learning, you see a sense of education. But now with the University of Liberia, it's just so dull to the point where it's just all about kids rallying around, and they have just become so charged with politics. All the frustration, everybody became a politician at the University of Liberia. Everybody. You know, it's just sad, man. So that's my and the NIMBO group. Like I said, this is another political group trying to spring out, but they testing the water through different means of independent group. So I mean, that's just what I see. But
Thank you.
You know, so.
Yeah, Derek, before you come in, concerning that University of Liberia, there, this is our premier institution in that country. Okay, and it's in a kind of such a very bad situation. Very bad situation. How do we compare that with any other group in our neighborhood there? It's not there. Okay, so if all you guys pass through I would say probably 80% of those are in the government passed through that institution today, yesterday. But here's it. Why nobody even think about it? Our population down there, 60% of the Liberian population is under the age of 35. So what are we investing? The education is important. Why our university should continue to still be that? The campus is dilapidated, and nobody ever proposed to say, okay, maybe we can do something, redesign this thing here. So, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but this is really bad. I live in Aragos. I live there. I grew up there. That's why I even finished high school. Okay? I finished high school there because I couldn't finish high school in Liberia because of the war. And I saw how things are. And the other countries are trying. But what are we just, everything we want to politicize. That University of Liberia down there, they need to get politics out of it. I thought by this time we would have had a regional, very independent, a group or board or region or something to lead our university there, not just a president getting involved. To appoint somebody that will just listen to the president, right? I mean, we got universities here. I teach some of the universities here, right? Some of them just independent. The government, like the University of Georgia here, that's a Georgia State University. The governor has nothing to do with it. They have their own board. They have their own establishment. They look for their own president. They know who are supposed to teach or who's supposed to be there. By this time, I think we should have had something very independent of that there. Independent of the government or independent of the president. They need to select who's going to lead them. They need to sit down and know where the school is going to go, what we need to achieve. They need to also, because if the government, for instance, if the president appoints you as a University of Liberia president, and you see stuff that are not going well, obviously you're going to compromise. You're not going to say anything back to him. But if we have an independent, group, they can attack the president. They can attack the government because they need. And in that case, I think the institution will improve. But everybody there is just there. You cannot say anything to President Boeka or any other president that comes there. You can't say anything because they appoint you. And where does your loyalty lie? With the president. You want your job, you want your pay. So you're going to compromise in many ways. I saw that they're talking about the last time I want to introduce a doctorate program there. Come on, man. I mean, how you do stuff like this? I was in Nigeria down there in the eastern part of Nigeria, the Unadi Nzegewe Federal University down there. I was there. This is a world-class university. That is not in Abuja. That is not in Lagos. This is in a place that is very, very different. But you see the environment. So I hope these things we're talking, people will not think that we hate Mr. Boyka, we're talking against, but these are Liberian issues, and we have the right to discuss them as we see them. We need to talk about them. It's not
Thank
against.
you.
Yeah, but
Thank you. This is very unorthodox. You're breaking our protocols here. Usually, when guests go, they don't come back onto the next show.
No,
But
yeah, I was still on anyway. But all right, let me get off.
No,
you can stay on. I'll get. Go ahead.
I'm coming. What's up, me? I'm to the house. I'm coming.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to the doctor's comment. Just like him, I'm an educator too. I'm a retired teacher here. I taught for 16 years in Liberia before I came over here, one of the youngest teachers. All those things and references you are making, my dear brother, our governments in the past, and sometimes some people say they were not approachable, but I think some in recent history have been approachable. To compare Liberia with Nigeria and not looking, and that's what I tell people here, not looking at what brought Liberia back after 14 years of conflict in our nation. 14 years. The education system was shut down. I heard you making reference earlier or somebody else about 35% of the population today. 100% correct. That population, when the war started, some of them were 10 years old. By the time it was over, they were 24 years old. Some were 15 years old. By the time the war was over, they were 29. And in that process, some of them became parents. I personally pleaded with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf that rehabilitation in that nation was very, very important. When Dr. Kwangbai was appointed Deputy Minister for Instructions in Liberia, he said, Jesse, you have to accompany me. I went with him. And I advanced these things. So, my dear brother, yes, it's good to talk about what is unfolding in Nigeria. Nigeria education system has its own problem. I have been one of the advocates in Joseph Walker's ears and other people, Ms. Jala, the education minister, there is a need. There is a need, okay, to include private institutions, just like you said. Let some private institutions take over. You know what she said to me? We don't have them here. So somebody like yourself and maybe a few other persons can generate, including myself, can generate proposals, create partnership, and say to government, we want to free your hands a little bit. Let's privatize some of these institutions here. That's what other countries do. You're right. Most institutions here in the United States are private-owned institutions. Government don't dictate to them. But unless we start to talk about those things and place ourselves in those positions and say, let me share with you, I brought 10 educators together here. And I say, let's create a partnership. I said, I want to give each of you 9 months to bring at least $10,000. Let's create an education partnership and see how we can help the Republic of Liberia. All my friends ran away from me. So it's good to talk. You know, all of these things are very brilliant ideas. So are we prepared for the partnership that is necessary? Are we prepared to put something on, put pen and paper together and say, listen, these are recommendations. We think when they happen, our country can be better.
Thank you, Mr. Jazzy. I would like to now officially send you an invitation to our next show because we are out of time for this one, and I feel like you have a lot to say or to respond to because I have a comment to make as well. So
Okay.
if your schedule permits, next week we'll be here same time. You can rejoin us, and then we can further discuss this and ask more questions. But I will let you leave now with this invitation. In the interest of transparency, I'll extend an invitation to your vision bearer.
Yeah, I will be open, my brother, okay?
So you and your vision bearer, and because I am not quite clear on the funding in Liberia, you say
anytime.
you say you do not have that information. So in the interest of transparency, if you are open to accept our invitation and come on next week if you have that information, so we can talk more about that. But again, it was a pleasure having you, and this is where we would like to now draw the curtain to the show. Hopefully, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Dr. Bensika and all of you watching us, have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. Yali. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.